Greetings and welcome to Tell It to Someone, the only show that's entering the 21st century again. First question is from Nish Brown. If marbles are not made of marbles, why are they called marbles? Well, it started with the aristocratic people who had marble floors, and they wanted something to play on this marble floor because if you're going to have a whole floor made of marble, you want to be able to show it off at ground level, and so they got these little round things, but they couldn't call them glasses because A, you drink out of glasses, and B, you can see through glasses, so they had to call them something else, so they called them marbles because you roll them along the marble floor. Anyway, so what happens then is they roll them along the floor, and I don't know what happens with marbles because I'm in the 21st century, and then they get left on the floor and people slip over them and hit their head and die. Next question is, and because it's rich people playing marbles and poor people hitting their heads and dying, there's a helicopter. It's doing laps. I'm going to have to speak up. Find a place to land! Okay, now, next question is from LS Barber. When looking in a mirror, why does the floor and ceiling swap over why don't the floor and ceiling swap over in the same way that left and right do? I've tried rotating the mirror, closing one eye and laying on the floor, but it keeps on, but up is always up and down is always down, and is there any, okay, so what happens is the mirror is just, over there, right? And, you can see whatever parallel universe is on the other side. However, if you, you'd have to be rich to do this, but you make a floor made of mirrors, right? And then, if you look down, you'll see all the way up, especially if she's not got any panties on and wearing a skirt. I lost my train of thought. Next question is from 21st century is awfully dim. It's from somebody who I forgot to include their name. Why are Tic Tacs not TikToks? Isn't it tacky for them not to talk? And are they just not very talky? And what is this package? Why is this package ticking? Well, I know why my package is ticking, because I looked in the mirror. And, Tic Tacs are not TikToks, because TikToks are these biscuits that are out about this big, and they've got icing on them. And on the other side is like embossed clocks, but the clocks are not right because they're biscuits and they're not clocks. And they're like imitation clocks that you can eat, but they're not really nice. They sort of, the icing is sort of chalky and stuff. So no. Next question is from... Oh, I forgot to put their name in again. The name is over here. Anyway, what they ask is... when paper has been become obsolete and we all use electronic devices and no one prints out newspapers anymore, what will dog owners use to keep their pets from making a mess on the carpet? It's not as if they can use a $500 iPad. Well, if you're rich, you'd use marble or mirrors, but if you're poor, then you'd use something, this new application called linoleum. Now, you can't put this application on your iPad, you put that on your actual floor, and what it will do is it will allow you to mop up the dog mess. Or what you can do is, if the dog is is sort of looks like he's about to, like that with the leg, stop that. Stop that. It's very hard to get that out of the grass. No. Back, bad, dog, stay, go. Stop, go, no, bad, over there, no, bad, dog, dog, no, dog, no, bad, no, no, back, no, no. And then what you do is you go, and if they do be bad, what you do is you roll up a newspaper. Oh no, you can't roll up a newspaper because the newspapers don't exist anymore. You roll up an iPad and you hit him over the head with the iPad, a rolled up iPad. Last question for today is from Puss in Boots. What is the cure for Algeria? Well, the French had a cure for it, and they said, stop occupying that colony, let's go home and not worry about this rebellion at all. But you mean the other Algeria, the one where you've eaten too much silver and your skin turns like silver. So this one does not involve any flaws. What you do, well, there's a few big flaws, but not the same kind of flaws that I was talking about earlier. Anyway, what you do, I can turn my Algeria on and off because I ate a bunch of quicksilver. No, don't eat quicksilver. Because it's mercury and it'll make you like dead. But the result is, if I stand still long enough, I'll turn silver and then stop turning silver when I've stopped not moving. So it's like this. It's really exciting. Look, 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 look. Look, 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 helicopter. And it was St. Patrick's Day yesterday, well, the day before. I was... Helicopter. Helicopter. Helicopter! And it was St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. No, last week. And this is what I did for St. Patrick's Day. I had special Algeria installed. And that's it for Tell It to Someone. Why do I bother? Here's the last week's dovetail question answers. And I'm going to talk over this. God, that helicopter was annoying. You know, just circling the place like one of those dogs that want to go pee somewhere, but they've got to pee on a tree that stop that, and then, oh, we've stopped. Right, that's the end of the dovetail question answers, and I don't have to stall anymore. Here's next week's dovetail question, and I'm dangerously talented, and I don't have a cool sign off.